The climate doomer. The climate doomer believes it's too late to fix climate change. The climate doomer believes the government and corporations won't listen to reasonable people who want to help the environment. This leads the climate doomers to believe that nothing is being done to fix climate change when that isn't the case. First, let's begin with some local improvements. Several buildings in Vancouver have greatly adapted to the climate crisis. Most notably, the Vancouver Aquarium is built from 75% reusable materials, and it uses rainwater for facility functions, and they created Oceanwise, a sustainable seafood program used by most restaurants in Vancouver. I held an interview with Allison Wood, the Executive Director of Ocean Ambassadors. I asked her some questions about the climate crisis.
I think that the problem of marine pollution is one of the more serious environmental issues of our time, and it relates directly to a healthy ocean relates directly to a healthy planet. So the ocean is critical in mitigating climate change, and we know that we're putting plastics into the ocean at a rate of 12.7 million tons every year, and that plastic and animals ingesting plastic is responsible for over 1 million seabirds dying every year and over 100,000 marine animals. And we also know that plastic breaks down in the environment and is truly in the environment forever once it gets in there, unless it's pulled out. I think that the solution is educating people about the crisis of marine pollution and inspiring them to take action, to live differently. So if people learn about what is happening and are truly inspired, and usually that's by connecting with the ocean, having some connection to nature, are truly inspired to live differently. And I think what you guys are doing right now, projects like this, learning and then sharing this information, that's exactly what we need to be doing. And so at Ocean Ambassadors, we focus a lot on youth because we believe that you are a very powerful demographic and you can influence your parents, and then also as you grow into and take on careers that can be problem solvers for this problem. I am hopeful that humanity can solve the climate crisis, and I think what it's going to take is exactly what you're doing right now, and it's going to take people being hopeful and learning about the issue and truly being inspired to live differently. And I think that's going to require a different mindset, moving away from the concept of everything being convenient to thinking about the health of our planet in all of our daily actions.
Thank you for sitting down with us interview. This has been really great.
Thank you for having me.
Moving on to the rest of the world, more than half of all coal plants in America have been shut down in the last 15 years. Greenhouse emissions in the EU have dropped 20% since 1990, and China has built over 40,000 kilometers of high-speed railways, which are much faster and cleaner than cars since 2007. In Scotland, 97% of power comes from renewable resources. 10 years ago, it was about 25%.
If you wish to reduce your carbon emissions, plant-based meat is a great alternative. It's healthier for the environment, it's healthier for you, and it tastes very good.
You may be wondering why you haven't heard about any of these advancements described in this film. I hadn't heard about many of these improvements until I began research for this documentary. The reason you don't hear about these kinds of things is because good news doesn't make headlines. The media doesn't want you to hear about these things because when people hear something negative, they begin to ask questions and they get more interested in the topic. I hope that this documentary gave you the idea that we are able to fix climate change. It's always better to stay optimistic and to use a growth mindset. Hopefully you learned something from this and maybe even change your perception of climate change.